Hi, my name is Qinghua. Today we learn from Mr. Bob Proctor about one habit that will change your world. So listen to this. I want to talk to you about forming a habit that literally change your world. I formed this habit a long time ago. My world changed like night and day. It worked for me, and it worked for you. But before we get into it, I want you to come back in history with me to September 12th, 1962. Basically, he introducing the of President Kennedy talking about the go to the moon. And then he mentioned, you see here, do you know what John Kennedy did this? He made a decision. That was a decision. It was a big decision and it changed everything forever. Well, do you know decision is something most people never really learn, and for good reason. Stay with me because I'm going to show you something here that you probably have never looked at before. This book changed everything for me. In this book, it's Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich. There's 15 chapters. There's one chapter. The entire chapter is dedicated to decision. You may see, well, I make decisions. Do you really? You may make little ones, but do you make the real important ones? Do you go after what you want in your life? Do you get everything you want in life? See, the truth is, only about 3% of people are really living the way they want to live, driving the car they want to drive, taking the trip they want to take, living the house they want to live. Most people do not, and they'll tell you why they can't, and they will give you a string of reasons a mile long. All seems very practical, very reasonable, and the leader of them all is they cannot afford it. Well, the truth is, we live in the richest country in the history of the world. Money is the easiest thing in the world to earn once you learn how. Well, if you make a decision into habit, you're going to learn how to do a whole lot of things you may think you cannot do. See, what we are doing is we are exploring a side of our personality that we really don't understand. Now I photographed a page after here, Napoleon Hill's he said, those who reach decisions properly and definitely know what they want and generally getting it. The leaders in every walk of life decide quickly and firmly. That is a major reason why they are leaders. The world had the habit of making room for the man whose words and actions show that he knows where he's going. You see, basically, remember he talking about you have to make decision fast. I think Napoleon Hill was giving 60 seconds, but he answered that in 25 seconds. Anyway, and then he mentioned, for some people, they don't make a decision. So we call it indecision. Indecision is a habit which usually begins in youth. The habit takes on permanency as youth going through graded school, high school, and even through college without definiteness of purpose. The major weakness of all educational system is that they either teach nor encourage the habit of definite decision. So basically, he's talking about they don't teach you how to make a decision, right? And now, why is that? Well, the truth is, most people really don't know we are dealing with a side of our personality. The most people do not understand why you see here, it's not me, this is my body. You never hear anyone say, I am a hand, You see, we got to take a look at the non-physical side of ourselves. President Lincoln put that very well. He said, to believe in things you can see and touch is no belief at all. But to believe in the unseen is a triumph and a blessing. Well, let's look at this. Make a decision. We are going into the unseen part of ourselves, using faculties most people don't even know they've got. You see, Einstein said the intuitive mind is a secret gift, while he said the rational mind is a faithful servant. He said we have created a society that honors the servant and have forgotten the gift. What is a servant? Well, there it is. It's our sensory factors we can see, hear, smell, taste, touch. What are these for? They are to helping us correspond and communicate with our outside world. But you know that the physical world is nothing but the manifestation of the non-physical world. That's right. Here we got something that's nothing short of a miracle. When we look at it properly, this is just a little cell phone because he showed the pick up the cell phone, and it has more power than a computer. And it had took the first rock to the moon. Think of that. And I'm carrying it in my pocket. I can touch a button and button like that, send a picture to you. And you will get it simultaneously with me sending it. How does it all happen? Well, it happens because we are dealing with the non-physical side of ourselves. We are dealing with just a pure power. How do we get that? We've been gifted with something no other form of animal life have. We have these high faculties. You got perception, memory, imagination, will, reason, intuition. I want you to shift your perception for a moment of yourself. You know, our good friend, the late Wayne Dyer, he put this very well. My pronunciation may be wrong here, but forgive me. Anyway, his friend said, when you change the way you look at something, what you look at will change. You change your perception. Do you know the reason most people don't make decisions? Because they cannot see how they're going to get there. So what do? They keep doing things that they can see, how they are going to get there. And that's why their life never really changes. Sticks with me here for a moment. Think of you. You are massive energy and your function on frequency. That's what you are. Take a look at yourself. It's a shot taken by Korean photograph. You see it is a picture he took. It's basically, it's just like a big call, like, what do you call it? It's like a massive energy. But then we are going to talking about the non-physical side. You see, frequency is a level of vibration. Do you know vibration is a natural law of the universe? Everything vibrates, nothing rests. We live in an ocean of motion. Now, there's infinite numbers of frequency, so get this. He's talking about here, the frequency is a level of vibration. There are infinite numbers. So let all the line, I know that picture here, yeah, there's a here. He said, let all the lines represent a level of vibration. Level of vibration, as we said, I referred to as the frequencies. You and I thinking of frequencies. The highest function we able to. Now, here's where you really want to pay attention. If you get this, if I communicate this effectively, your life can change because it's sure changed mine. We're thinking on frequency, and the frequency we're thinking on dictates the results we get. So we're sitting here and you see these are the results. But this is where I really want to go, and we point to the star because we're talking about, maybe I didn't take a picture here. There's a picture, we're sitting over here, but we want to go over here, right? And then here. Sorry, now I kind of missing it. Oh, he talking about, he said we're sitting here because it's down there, right? You see the picture? But when you want to see the result, and he talking about when we want to really go there, point to the star, right? But, when you ask yourself, what do you really want? I really want to be wealthy. Do you know that most people never live the way they really want to live? They don't, because they never earn the amount of money they can. They don't live in the house they really want to live. They don't take vacations that they really want. Why? Because they don't know how. You see, when they set those targets, they look off in the space and they see nothing. So basically, like with here, right? We sell gold here, but see nothing here. And then he mentioned, look here for a moment. These lines represent the level of frequency, or you could say level of awareness. But when we set the target way up here, it's all gone. We don't know how to get there. Think of that. Think of what Steve Jobs says. You cannot connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking backwards. So you have to trust that the dots are going to connect as you go ahead. Now that's pretty big. If you're going to look at the unseen, you have to use the high faculties. That's what Einstein talking about, the secret gift. We can use our faculty to look into the future. We can go into the future with our imagination and then see ourselves where we want to be a year from now, and then bring that into present and begin acting like the person we want to become. So let's go back and look at this again. We say that's where we want to go, and I'm going to go there. Now, we don't make a decision, but then we say, we make a decision, right? Say, I want to go over here. But then I said, I'm not going to start yet. I'm going to do that as soon as I get the money. See, basically, that's how you change your decision. So, and he gave an example because he talking about a couple that asked if they want to buy a house, but then when he talking to them, they said, we don't have money. And he said, you don't need the money because you don't make a decision for buy a house yet. So the point is, he said, if you don't need to make money to make decisions. So now whatever you want to do, you need to make a decision first. So after you make a decision, then everything will show you. And and he mentioned something. Some people said, I want to start my own business as soon as everything is right. Things are never going to be right. You got to make a decision. Now do you see, when you make a decision, everything starts to change. Look at this one moment. You thinking down here on the frequency, and that's what gave you the result you get. See this picture here? Everything here, there's a result, right? If you want to go where you say you want to go here. See, he said you get to get on that frequency. You're not thinking about getting there. You let the present result repeat, and the star you're shooting at, you're going to get the same result over again, because basically you're just thinking. You don't really make decisions, so you always stay here. And then he talking about if you get thinking up on this high frequency, because when you get on that frequency, the thoughts and the things that are going to come into your mind will take you there. How do you think we get to the moon? Kennedy didn't know how to get the moon. But when he asked the doctor, Warren von Braun, who's considered as the father of the space program, what will it take for us to build a rocket to carry a man to the moon and bring him back safely to Earth? He just said, the will to do it. The will is one of your high faculties. That's Einstein was talking about. The will gives you the ability focus on one thing to the exclusion of everything else. When you focus on that one thing, you are on the high frequency. How do you do that? Well, first you got to make a decision to get there. You see, your mind and your thought must be focused on the same frequency as your goal. You see here? How do you do that? They make a committed decision. That's where I'm going, and I make a committed decision. It's irrevocable. Maybe my pronunciation right, basically you cannot come back here. You cannot come back. You make decision, I go there. Kind of just block everything, right? You shut the past off. You begin thinking on this high frequency, and you think and act like the person you want to become. Does this sound preposterous? That's what the Wright brothers did, and they introducing us to the new kingdom. That's what Earl did. He is a guy who climbed to the Mount Everest. And he said he didn't know how to get to the top of that mountain until after he got there, but he trusted in the image that he held in his mind. You got to trust in the image you hold in your mind. You're going to think like the person you want to become. It takes decision to get up on that high frequency. So what we're learning here, basically, he's talking about this one habit is you have to make a decision. Like whatever, you can't just like, I'm going to do that, but then you say as soon as, and then soon everything be gone. So when you make a decision, you see the picture, and you will know you will get there. Don't think about how. The how will show you. Anyway, I hope you like this message. And then if you like, please share. And the same thing, like I said, I'm continue learn from Miss Bob Proctor. Like now, I told you guys after early October, I found my life purpose. Since I'm woken up by Miss Bob Proctor, I think it's my turn to wake you up. So I share what I learned, and please share with others too. Thinking about that we have so much power inside you. So whatever you do, you need to make a decision, and then it will show you everything else go along. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.